We're going to go to the main event itself. We're looking down a barrel of Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. This is happening again. Now, this is exciting. Wasn't one was going to get a few changes on this card, isn't it? But it's one that we've got. And you know what? We'll take what we got. We'll take what we got. Let's look at the numbers. Record here, 24-1-0, 26-2-0 in the blue corner. Height-wise, yes, you got a taller guy in the red corner, Makhachev. And then you got a smaller guy in the blue corner, which is Volkanovski, 5'6" to his 5'10". Don't be fooled, though, because a reach advantage is actually in favor of Volkanovski. He's got 71.5-inch reach. And then you got in the red corner, I keep want to call him Hamzat Makhachev, who's got 70.5 inches. So I think that was the story of the first fight as well. It was very much Volkanovski's ability to change stance, but also get in the right positions. He was still landing on Chimaev, and he was probably, Makhachev, and he was probably there thinking, how's a smaller guy hitting me? Because usually with people that are that much smaller than you, you would have the reach advantage. So it's a bit of a deception, and it's to be fair. What do you think of the first fight, Ash?
It was an interesting one. A lot of people were saying it was close. I actually hands down had Islam winning. But what I will say is I think if there was 2 more rounds, Volkanovski was kind of taken over because he had a very, 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 very good 5th round.
Yeah, he had like a next win.
I think if Volkanovski can start as he ended in this fight, it could be an interesting one because, but then again, fatigue was kind of in play in that 5th round where Islam was tired. And obviously, Volkanovski's got that grit in him, hasn't he? So there's me saying he can start if he starts the way the 5th round ended, but it's a different story because obviously you got a fresh Islam in round 1.
For me, it came down, was it 3rd round or 4th round when Islam got 4-minute control time? He just basically held him and held him and held him and held him. If that fight was stood up because there was no activity and it was just holding him down, which effectively could have happened, you might have seen that he's trying to get submission off, but he was just holding him there and he was burning the clock. And that wasted valuable time that Alexander Volkanovski needed. And he got so frustrated in that position as well. And they gave the round to him. Why? Because, he had the most control time. But that was a bit of a nothing round. Nothing really happened. No one gave damage. If anything, Volkanovski landed more strikes for sure. Yeah. But he had the dominance. He was controlling. It was all Islam Makhachev. Stand that round up and let them go again, that would have been a different outcome to the fight, I think. Volkanovski would have put the punctuation there.
Yeah, definitely right. I think, like you said, when Volk was on top, he was always trying to advance. He was always punching. Yeah. If he wasn't striking, like I said, he was trying to advance and he was looking for either a submission. But 100%. I remember that round now where he didn't do much.
And that's
trying
the
to
reason.
secure the round, wasn't he?
Yeah. So you think for this one, advice for Volkanovski would be get going a little bit faster, earlier?
100%. But then again, like I said, easier said than done because you got a fresh Islam in round 1 as well.
Yeah. So. No, look, exactly that. It was a great scrap though for what it lasted. I fully enjoyed it. A bit frustrated by that 1 round of 4-minute control time. The audience was as well.
But George is calling you out, saying Swedish size, showing his favorite fighter because you kept on saying Hamzat.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. I was going to say Makhachev is Swedish.
Highly anticipated rematch, but still wish UFC didn't rush it like this for a short notice for replacement. This pound for pound champ versus champ rematch deserves its own proper build up. And this is exactly what Jordan said in the, earlier last week. And
it's wise words.
I 1,000,000% agree.
However,
this is why Si asked me the question as we come live, which fight would I prefer? I would have preferred Charles Oliveira.
Yeah.
We've got Alexander Volkanovski. I know it's a great fight, but like you said, this fight deserved more hype than it's had, if you get what I mean.
Agreed. But the other thing is, who else?
Well, they had the backup, didn't they? They had Gamrot, didn't they? So
but if Dariush got his last win, if Dariush won the last fight, then that should have happened.
If Dariush would, but he would have beaten Charles Oliveira, so he would have been there in the first.
It would have been anyway,
But
well, maybe he should have.
He didn't.
Maybe he
sell, does he?
No, true.
Gamrot, I mean, that's why Gamrot's not there.
Gamrot doesn't. Dariush doesn't really sell, to be fair, either. No, everyone does. Gamrot maybe less so then, but. Unless it's a European or Polish card, it's good. But look, with Dariush, you're right. I think, because what happened was there was Kim and Makhachev were supposed to happen before, and it never did happen. Makhachev got favored. He got an opportunity, and he took a fight which he never really should have had the opportunity to take, but he did and was able to. I think that should have come back around for Dariush again. He didn't really deserve it, but he had an opportunity. But he should have tossed him the opportunity to have it as well. This fight, look, I'm not mad at this fight. But if we're going to go with the whole thing of like this should have had a bit more of a build in its own sort of time, maybe Dubai again next year. Put Dariush in.
Yeah, no, you're right. I definitely think there should have been a lot more hype for this fight. But yeah, like you said, there was no one else. I don't think Gamrot would have sold. And I think that's why they went with Volkanovski. But again, they've done Gamrot dirty by not giving him the fight. He was a backup. He was there for that reason and that reason alone. If one of the fighters of Charles Oliveira or Islam pulled out, that's why Gamrot was there. And then a fighter pulls out, and they're like, "Oh, no, we're going to go for you, Gamrot. We're going to go for someone else." And then again, arguably, Justin Gaethje could have ben there again. Justin Gaethje would probably sell a lot more than Gamrot.
Yeah,
because Justin Gaethje's not fought Islam. So, I guess he has, hasn't he? No, he's fought Charles. He's fought Charles.
Yeah. All right, quick question, and then we'll go into the gauges. What's his chat up here? We've got George Mary saying Volk will win. He now knows Islam's plan and felt the summer pressure. Volk will keep pressure and set the pace. He did in the first one as well, set the pace beautifully. Islam is in round 5 was happy. That final bell went off, bringing home the Dingo dollars. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I never forget. Even when Volk was in that rear naked position, he was laughing and hitting him in the face.
It was
that
so
was obviously. I think that was round 4. But yeah, round 5, he was dominating in round 5.
Came out like a bat out of hell, didn't he? And Islam did not want that smoke. You can tell. That's what you say. A couple more rounds at the end of that, and we would have had a decider for sure. Okay, so the question I wanted to ask you was: do you think it's going to pan out similar to the first time round, or do you reckon there's going to be something different? If so, what? And then we'll get into the gauges.
Like you said, I think Volkanovski has a great fighter IQ. He's a very smart fighter. He's come out and said he knows where he went wrong, and he's making these adjustments. I know Volk's obviously taking his fight on short notice, but I don't think he's a fighter that is never out of the gym or he's never out of fighting. So I think he's always game as they come.
Yeah.
Obviously a game plan coming into the fight and a camp would have been better, but I think Volkanovski could make the right adjustments. He could actually win this and shock a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Those external factors. Do you know how long his camp was for this?
I don't know.
No.
Like 9 days.
Wouldn't have been a full one. Not a full 9 camp days, for sure. Would he have just been ready and constant? So there's external factors you got to consider into it as well that could probably be working against him just a little bit. But yeah, look, no, fair enough. I think it could be quite similar to the first one. I reckon if he's saying that he needs to work on his weaknesses, it really was down to just 1 or 2 minor errors.
Yeah.
The fact that he took us back in that 4th round, if he had just not joked around a little bit as he tried crawling into the corner of the octagon, if he just cut that out, that tiny little bit out, it could have been a very different decision. And it's just these small things that you just don't think would actually add up in the end, and it just did.
100%. Well, don't forget to drop a like on the video if you haven't done so already.
Yes.
Last couple of comments, and then we're getting to the gauges. Imran Khan says Dustin Poirier agreed to step up, but the UFC went with Volk. Yeah, I'm baffled why they offered Dustin Poirier the fight. I don't know if they offered Justin Gaethje the fight because Justin Gaethje knocked out Dustin, so that was a bit of a funny one for me. George Mary says Gamrot couldn't sell sand to the Arabs, let alone sell tickets for UFC 29. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Exactly why they didn't go with Gamrot. Like, I think they felt the need to put him as the backup, but why put him back up if you're not going to do it? Like, I 1,000,000% agree that he wouldn't have sold.
I never really understand those things. No, couldn't sell ice to an Eskimo, couldn't sell sand to an Arab. I'm like, yeah, of course you can't, because I got enough of it already. So why'd I buy your sand when I got like thousands underneath my feet? I always kind of find that quite funny.
Raphael says, I called it the rematch because Volkanovski become one of his biggest moments ever, and he understands the homework, grappling and striking is his strength. So just basically saying about how Volkanovski will maybe have a good game plan coming into this and make the right adjustments.
Yep, hear that. Okay, we're into the gauges right now. We're looking at striking.
I've got fighters up for this one.
Yeah, no, because the UFC have these ones, but they don't have the other ones. That's what I'm saying. The thing doesn't stretch down and I can't put them through because their website's scammy. I've been trying for 2 days now and I was hoping they're done by now, but they did not. Okay, so it is striking. Who I reckon it's Volk.
Got to go Volk as well.
Yep. I mean, the way he switched up his stances just adds to his vocabulary when it comes to striking. Okay, or should I say vocabulary?
Hey.
Grappling. Who do we give that to? I think we saw it most effectively from Islam in the last time out. Power. Islam had the power.
And this is I got absolutely ridiculed for having Islam power last time. And I think they both wobbled each other. I think I went Islam, and the chat like went at me because I said Islam for power.
Yeah.
But I think, didn't Islam drop Volk?
He did. He took a knee. He did. But also, Volk acknowledged every time Islam landed flush. Whenever Volk would land flush, Islam wouldn't acknowledge it. So it did kind of work against him. But I like that kind of style from Volk. I'm the same. If I get hit from a clean shot, I'm like, good shot. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a good shot. Well done. Do you know, and that's exactly what Volk was like in there. He was like, yeah, good shot. Well done. Like he knew when he got hit clean, and he made everyone know about it, which probably worked against him because Islam, such a poker face. He got hit clean a few times from Volk. He didn't make it so obvious. Although sometimes you can't help it. He did kind of fall to the floor. Not like a full-on downed, but he kind of, you kind of see it in a posture.
I don't want to get myself shot in the foot, so I'm going to stay clear of the power.
No, I'm agreeing with you, man. I think Islam Makhachev has the power. Volk had some power as well, but it is just because he's of that class. Volk is going up a weight class. You talk about power having to transcend now when you got someone like Islam who's just natural and in amongst that, and he's got a Dagestani muscle twitch fibers as well. Like it's just speed. We saw it from Volk last time. I'm sick of it.
That is the most confident.
And cardio, Volk.
And then cardio, Volk as well.
All day long. Most confident on those two, speed and cardio. And
striking, I'm probably confident on as well, just because he mixed it up so well. But like you said, I think we did this last time. I think Islam only had striking. Striking and grappling. And then Volk had everything else. But the thing that got Islam the win was just the grappling.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well. Like grappling for Islam won him that fourth round, and that won him the fight because he just held Volk still, body locked against the cage, and he grinded down that clock. There was nothing else. Volk couldn't get any of his offense off. Couldn't get his speed. Couldn't get used with his cardio or his strike. He couldn't use what was working for him. So look, fundamentally, I do think it was important that time round, but it was an opportunity that Islam stole. Now, can Volk not give him that opportunity? I think this time round, if he's just going to mind his P's and Q's, he might just be able to get through this 5-round fight, winning it once again. It was going that way until we got caught. He got trapped on the ground even.
Right, quick couple of comments.
Yes, do.
If I clicked on, no, I've done that one. George Mary says, Justin says he couldn't make the weight. Justin Gaethje said he couldn't make the weight. That's fair enough. They called Gaethje first, but he said he couldn't make the weight. Again, just repeating what George said. George, not enough preparation time. That's fair enough. Imran Khan, they did offer. Repeating. You guys are on it. Yeah. TMM says Poirier said he wanted it, but obviously the fight isn't intriguing enough. TMM says with regards to Gamrot, although he's the backup isn't the guaranteed replacement to the main event. It's the replacement the night before the fight. And I think that's what JK alluded to that the other week as well, just to say it was just like you said, if someone misses weight on like literally the night before or anything like that. George Murray says Volk.
I mean, safe to say Gamrot is still the backup should this not have happened. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So he was the backup to the fight. He's still the backup to any other scenario they can't conjure in time one night before.
And then Justin Gaethje is the backup to the backup.
Back up to the backup bet.
That's it. George May says Volk used to be a rugby league player. Those blokes see different breed. Then blokes different breed. I think Volk is stronger. I think Islam just used his height advantage to throw more weight about. And then TMM says, as it wasn't. Oh, let me just.
The night before, Gamrot wasn't needed.
Yeah, exactly. And then Imran Khan says, let's not overlook the fact that the less than standard recovery period in Perth that affected Islam's cardio for the championship rounds. Standard recovery period this time in Abu Dhabi. Again, great comment there from Imran Khan. Yeah, and then Triple B is in the house.
What's up, bro?
Hope you're doing well, Brian.
Good to see you, bro. Thanks for chiming in, brother.
Don't forget to drop a like on the video. I haven't done so already.
That's awesome.
Boom.
Great show. I fully enjoyed that.